Hello world, good day and good game. Nell finally arrived, but at what cost? The game is fucking unplayable sometimes, but don't worry, I'll show you some configs that work well. Axion is here too, and we have mixed feelings about this great new content on this big empty plain field. But first let's take a look at what happened last week. The community manager of Nexon promised to start a new thing called Ingris Lab. When you follow them on YouTube or X, then they sometimes show a video of what they are working on. So it's worth looking into their videos from time to time. Speaking of videos, we have another Bunny Reacts video. She reads a whopping 4 comments in this video and gets 1.4 million views for that. Is that how it works? Teach me, senpai. Of course the pool is gone, but don't worry, it hasn't been the first pool in Albion. There will be another one, even bigger and more beautiful. Goodbye pool, you will be missed. The new Battlepass arrived, and this time it works a bit different, with stages for daily challenges. Also there are more skins in it than before, and they are looking really good. The Harris Works head skin is different for every Descendant. My personal highlight is the head skin of Ajax, I want that. All of this is in Season 3, covering everything would be a bit much, so here are my personal highlights. Part of the Season 3 update were lots of new sound options. Do you remember the bug where some sounds were too loud? Yeah, here you go, fix it yourself. Also the sounds are new, and I like how weak point hits have different sound. And a different sound when the enemy is immune, that really helps, because the screen is full with shit, you don't see anything at 10 FPS. So hearing what is happening helps a lot. I was even more hyped for Nell, well everyone was, but her grind is pure luck. It is not like the usual Amorph grind where you can target farm her pieces. No, you randomly get her stuff, which makes it so hard to get her. Anyway, if you want her, then make sure to put these 2 items in your target rewards. There are 10 missions that can randomly give you Nell components on Axion planes. The login bonus also has 1 item for you, and the 15-day login has 1 Nell item too if you are very unlucky. I did, but even then you can get damn unlucky. Look at this, this is 16 times the wrong item. I want her so much, but she doesn't want me, I guess. Story of my life. When I'm done with this video, then I need to rage a bit, and nothing is more satisfying than destroying those dropships. But somehow shooting the ships counts as 5 kills most of the time, while they can drop so much more enemies. I don't understand. With Season 3 we also got some balancing and more useful Jayber now. Nexon did the smart move about placing the turrets, and you can now place 3 of them. If you did not yet try Jayber, then go for it. He can deal good damage and, even better, heal everyone really hard. Yeah, Eugen is the new Jayber now. Maybe a healing Jayber would be a good addition to the wall crusher runs. This new boss is even more challenging than the Abyss boss. What the f***? But the more Serena you see in the fight, the easier it will be. One Serena doing 1 billion damage alone in 4 minutes is the new normal now. Damage inflation, yay! Hoverbikes are another insane addition to this game. You can ride them almost everywhere. Especially for those long sections in Sigma sector, very useful. The NieR Automata collaboration is here too, and I take the free stuff like the back attachment from the event for being 420 minutes? 420 minutes AFK, I mean playing, fighting and stuff. Totally not idle in Albion. The new Void Abyss boss skin is nice too. I really like to paint them just in the color that fits to the damage my Descendant is doing. Deslin is a bit useful right now. You can get the Voltia blueprints when you do support missions. Just open any infiltration and choose supports, and you can earn some tokens while helping a little new player. Nexon announced on X that they give away the 1 million pre-registration reward even when it was not hit. Kind of funny because, as you know from my other videos, this pre-registration thing was a total scam. The numbers were fake and it did not matter if you pre-register or not. It just gave some free stuff, but anyone could play Season 3 demo anyway. Which brings me to the responses on Season 3. All over the place were mixed feelings about the new season, so let's break it down a bit. The season began with crashes, poor optimization, low FPS, empty zones, bullet sponge enemies and overpriced cosmetics. Sure, every release has some issues like longer maintenance or some server-side issues, but after a year of development you don't expect such heavy client-side problems like FPS drops, loot getting stuck in the inventory or game crashing when drive over a loot box. Steam reviews rapidly dropped, showing that 6 months of anticipation were met with so many problems and dull encounters. We know that the game is too easy, which is perfectly reflected by posts being afraid of nerfs or begging Nexon to not nerf anything. Hey devs, seems like you're getting famous for making things too easy. But don't worry, because those posts begging for no nerfs show that the difficulty of the new content is just fine. In my opinion, the Wall Crasher is a nice new Colossus, and for the first time in a year, the mob on Axion planes can overwhelm me again. Yes, please don't nerf this, it just hits the spot. But there will be nerfs to Axion, I bet. This power inflation surely is a very nice thing to make First Descendant an enjoyable game after a long day, very relaxing to turn off the brain and play a few rounds. But that is just the problem. It washes away the role each Descendant has. When was the last time you need Eugen like in good old Deathstalker times? Valby was a must-have against Gluttony, now it doesn't matter anymore. Another big downside of the season start were the heavily overpriced skins. It's a real test how far we would go. Do you remember this scene?
It's important part.
네, 물가는 오르고 있지만 세계적으로 인플레이션이 발생하고 있지만 저희 배틀패스의 가격은 그대로입니다.
Wow, cheer up everyone! Except when you like to cosplay or make your Descendant look good. Thanks to all of you who have the money to keep this game going. From Season 3 on, I'm officially too poor for this game. So all in all, the Axion Battlefield is a really nice addition, a bit challenging but not too much. Nell is queen, there's nothing wrong with her except the way you farm her. The Wall Crasher is a nice boss, not a one-shot like all the others. The hoverbike is a good addition, you can also use it in Sigma Sector, which is nice. The Void Abyss boss gets a negative rating from me because he is easier than the Wall Crasher and you can totally ignore his mechanics. Let's go back and look at the FPS disaster a bit more. I try to debug what is wrong with the game, but the game crashes every time I try some debugging. So let me show you some good settings for this game. This overview shows the cost in Albion on a 40 series Nvidia graphics card and are also good for 30 series. The higher you go, the more cost you have, of course. For example, increasing the visibility to Ultra can cost 20% of your VRAM and frame rate. Another example, keep your reflection always at medium or higher. Low reflection is ugly because it kills the lightning, but never go higher than ray tracing because those two limit each another. Okay, one more because texture is super misleading. The game always uses the highest textures as much as you have VRAM. The setting only affects the texture filtering, ripples and intensity of light. When you look at all these settings here, then this is what I recommend. It is low cost and increasing each setting by just one step does not make it look better so much. I ignored cinematic, it looks very beautiful, but it costs way too much for that. These settings don't help with crashes, but it helps with your frame rate. So much for the details about Season 3. Last week some new votes and ideas came up in the community. This is a good one. Obviously no one likes it, but it could give a more challenging approach. Plus you know your own damage, could be useful. Now with the bike it would be nice to open all doors on all battlefields. As you see in the video here, there is no need for them. You could fast travel without a loading screen. And which battlefield is your favorite? I think White Knight Gulch is a nice relaxing area. With new content we also have new bugs, like items getting stuck in the inventory even when you dismantle them. PlayStation 5 Pro is crashing when you crash into supply crates, that's a bit funny. And your fellow changing color from time to time when you reconnect to the game. When you are in the mission A Thread of Truth, then stop right there because you can see two guides in there. And sometimes when you use Abort Mission during Void Intercept battles, then it plays the death animation. Oh, and one thing that bothers me a bit, returning to Albion after claiming all Battle Pass rewards triggers the pop-up all the time, so I don't collect anything from the Battle Pass until Thursday, that is when those bugs are fixed. The votes for Season 3 dragged the game down a bit, but plenty people are playing again. There are up to 20,000 people online in Steam alone and more than 580 while it was in maintenance. And over 15,000 people watched the new season on Twitch. This game is alive again, jumping up from position 150 to 76 of most played games. A bit more and TFD will beat Farming Simulator. So much for last week, let's look what is happening right now. On the start screen is a quick reminder to get the racing suit skin, a more important reminder completely confusing listing all the current events at once. You can get lots of free stuff from each, so click those buttons and read more. And of course the reminder for NieR Automata. One of them reminds you of this nice event here where you can get lots of free stuff. Just do your dailies and grab it from the website. Already mentioned last week, the console players get some free paint, weapon skin, back attachments, spray, makeup and much more. This is for Xbox and PlayStation. Apart from that, we have a good week to farm Catalyst today and on the weekend with Magister Lab and the Haven. But also the other missions give you the resources you need for Catalysts. New with Season 3 is that every infiltration drop one type of reactor now, which you can see on the top. Also new in this overview is that you can see when a mission in Axion becomes a danger zone. Those things have a rotation and maybe you have one favorite mission there. For events, there's so much happening right now. An Ace gift workshop is ending, so spend your tokens. A Discord quest event, play First Descendant while Discord is open and get some animation for your avatar. The boost up event lets you skip the story and all tutorials, so you have the power to ask everyone the basic stuff that you missed in Discord or Reddit. Yeah. And as seen in the starting screen, the bike dash race is happening right now. Just do your dailies and grab some free stuff from the website. After this week, another Dev Live was announced for some day in August. Also new skins at the end of the month. 1 more month until Ultimate Luna and the launch. 2 more months until Swords and a new Void Abyss boss. Sounds like Season 3 Episode 2 is in October or November. Harris as a new Descendant in Ultimate Eugen will come at the end of the year. Also another Void Abyss boss, so that's then Season 3 Episode 3 perhaps. And before I show you more about Reactor Farming, here is another cosplay. Can you guess who this is? She's part of an anime and manga. Her husband had no hair before he met her and he likes to throw discs. A little hint, her name is not Maron. As always, the answer is in the description below. For Reactor Farming I give you this list, it shows all the good locations to farm currently, but please double check everything because in Season 3 all missions changed a bit. Especially the first run in every mission gives you more rewards than all further runs. On the left side you choose the descendant that you play with, in the middle you see which reactor is useful for them, and then on the right side are nice missions that you can farm. The double drop location this week is for Blair, Fire Dimension Reactor in White Knight Gulch mountaintops. But reactor are also available in 400% missions, so rather run those when they have the reactor you need. That's it for the week. I hope you enjoy Season 3 and let me know everything where they did a really good job or where they failed hard. Have fun getting overwhelmed by lots of enemies. Good game, goodbye.